By the summer of 1940, most of Western and Central Europe had been overrun by the Germans. Poland had been defeated in 1939, then between April and June 1940, Denmark fell, followed by Norway, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Belgium, and finally France. British and Allied troops and airmen still fighting scrambled to England. Operation Sea Lion, the German code name for the invasion of England, was launched in early August. Along with RAF pilots fighting the Luftwaffe were pilots from the Commonwealth and Allied pilots who had escaped to England as France fell. But by far the most numerous of these pilots were men of the Polish Air Force. By all accounts, Witold Urbanowicz was a bit of a lad. He was born in 1908 in northeast Poland, and in 1930 he joined the Polish Air Force. Now, he qualified as an observer, but this wasn't enough for him. He wanted to be more in the action, so 2 years later he qualified as a fighter pilot. Now, he didn't hang about either. In 1936 he shot down a Soviet reconnaissance plane that had wandered into Polish airspace. Now, officially for this he was reprimanded, but unofficially he was congratulated. But as a show of punishment, he was sent to be an instructor at Debden, which was the Polish Air Force academy. Now, when the Germans invaded in 1939, he was told to take 50 of his cadets and escape to Romania and await for some aircraft to come, which didn't arrive. So he went back into Poland to try and carry on fighting. He was arrested, he managed to escape, and he managed to get back to Romania with his cadets. He made his way to France, where he was invited to come over to England and join the RAF. He ended up at Blackpool in Squires Gate, where the Polish 303 Squadron was formed, and which is only 50 miles away from where I live, which I had the good fortune to visit earlier this year. It's a small world, isn't it? On top of having to learn English, the Polish pilots had to reverse their instinctive responses in the cockpit. In their previous aircraft, the pilot pulled to increase revs, but in the Hurricane they pushed. Speed was measured in miles per hour instead of kilometres. Rate of climb and altitude was in feet instead of metres, and units of pressure also differed. Possibly due to his time as an instructor, Witold Urbanowicz outshone most pilots and became the second highest scoring Polish ace of the Battle of Britain with 17 confirmed kills. Once Witold had latched onto a target, he was unshakable, and he once chased a single Messerschmitt straight through a group of 30 enemy fighters that were circling. He chased it straight through the group and out the other side before he shot it down. Another time he was chasing a Dornier bomber over the channel when he spotted two Messerschmitt 109s returning to France. He peeled off the bomber, went up behind the two fighters, fired at them, brought them both down, and returned to finish off the bomber as it crossed into France. In June 1941 he left for North America, and amongst other things he lectured on fighter tactics in the United States. He returned to Britain in mid-1942 where he was posted as an instructor, and he also instructed Polish pilots. He died aged 88 in New York, where he lived for the last years of his life.